Welcome to episode 224 of the Dumb Marks podcast. Welcome to the Royal Rumble. We are the best wrestling podcast in all the land, and I am your host today, the embodiment of the red glasses. Gentlemen, how are you today on this very, very clear, gorgeous day in the Berg? Royal Rumble Saturday.
Steve, blink twice if you're in trouble.
Bruh.
For those that can't listen in, he looks like he's definitely in the dungeon today.
This is ridiculous. Like, I got a major lag going on. I don't know what's the deal. Like, I'm not very happy right now. Okay, I'm not very happy at all. All right, at all. I can't tell if I'm blurred. If I'm not blurred, I don't know what's going on with the settings and the setup.
I can hear you fine, but it's like it's just very a little off.
Yeah,
like not
just
perfect.
just a little. Yeah, just a little off.
You're fine.
Yeah,
for what it is, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. He muted himself. It's off and on.
How you doing, Donald?
I'm doing fine. How are you today?
Tired.
Tired. So it's probably a lot of people's favorite pay-per-view of the year, the Royal Rumble. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for one, I'm really not into it this year. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Is it because of the Netflix deal? You know, the Netflix premiere was like so amped up and like it just playing over this. I just don't know why.
For me, I feel like I'm just not as into it because I'm not like as invested for either side, either like Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody that I'm really like rooting for to win.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
yes, we can. You're good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're good. No delay, no nothing.
Me and Comcast are gonna have words.
They're gonna cut your internet right now.
Bro, they're definitely like, I don't know, they're slow playing it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, this is ridiculous. Like I said, dude, I spent 25 minutes, 30 minutes trying to get organized, set up, ready to go. As you can see, I got no green screen behind me today.
So got the Street Fighter though. Hey,
you got the Street Fighter camera over there. I apologize for the glare off the TV. This is the only thing that I can come up with, unless I drop a blanket over top of it, which I may do here in a second, just because. So yeah,
we all had those issues.
Ruining, as you say, Donald, my favorite pay-per-view of the year. Royal Rumble has always been my favorite pay-per-view, going way back when. You know, I think the 94 Royal Rumble was the one that sticks out to me the most as a kid. Just because of
I remember watching that one at your house.
Just because of the sheer foolishness that went on during that Rumble, and you know, Undertaker rising like he's Jesus after the third day in the tomb. You know, every heel in the locker room coming out to help out Yokozuna, and somehow the Undertaker was able to fight all them off until the urn got taken away. So, you know,
that's what held his power, man.
Barry Horowitz. Yes, that's tremendous.
Nice. Enjoy that.
You're actually going. Have fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, we're here. We're at it. You know, the week that was, we got a lot to get into with Rumble, I'm sure.
Yes, we did.
Gonna break all that down. The hits and misses or the mushes and Mount Rushmores from this week. So Jason is dealing with some plumbing issues. His
Just
stomach
a bad Saturday for the dumb marks.
His stomach finally caught up with him and he buried his toilet. All them little Debbie snack cakes finally backed him up. But, we're here, man. We're here. Live in effect. So,
yep.
Donald, Captain Captain, where are we going today?
So, got a little intro topic. 2 questions for you guys. One, is the Rumble the best gimmick in all of wrestling right now? And 2, the Royal Rumble match itself, is it the last frontier for any true surprises in wrestling?
Good questions.
I think over the past So surprises can be looked at differently, right? I think at certain points in time, companies have done a good job, even in this modern era, of keeping surprises, whether it be certain debuts. Uh,
Mhm.
in that regard, like Jordan Gray showing up in NXT to challenge Roxanne, complete surprise, nobody was expecting it, right? The double debut of Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole with AEW, they were reportedly both going there, but
Not
nobody
the same
had,
night.
nobody had them both showing up at the same night, right? So I think Jericho to New Japan back whenever he started his feud with Kenny. That there has been instances, but as far as like surprises on a regular basis, I don't think anything comes close to the Rumble.
Mhm.
Now
There's a lot of unknown.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknown. Some Rumbles have been better than others with surprises, right? You go back to AJ showing up, still to me is the greatest Royal Rumble surprise ever.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I still get chills watching the clip whenever they show Roman looking at the screen, like, what? And you see that I am phenomenal, and that to me is still the greatest Royal Rumble surprise. I know Cena coming back in New York after the neck surgery was a big one, because he wasn't expected there to toss out Triple H when he came in at 30. But for me, AJ debuting in the Rumble, even though we knew that his contract was up in New Japan, and that was the year of the flood from New Japan, right? You had Gallows, Anderson, Nakamura, AJ, right?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, so do I expect big time surprises tonight? I do. I expect more on the women's side than I do the men's side. Some of that has been tampered down over several years just because, like, do you count NXT as a surprise entrant?
Nah.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it'll be status quo. The men's, they've already announced all the top dogs. We've figured, from the get-go, some of those names that would already be in it. The women's, they ruined Charlotte Flair, so it's like, are they trying to swerve you in that regard by, hey, we're going to give you Flair, but we got some other stuff? I think the women's is going to be more surprises than the men's tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I still think it's the last frontier for surprises. I really do, especially with social media being out, especially like social media like it is now.
Yeah.
Everybody got to be the first to report something.
Favorite Royal Rumble: 07, 08, 16, and 2020. Yeah, I touched on 16 with AJ.
I'm trying to think of what 2007 and 8 were.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There have been some dud rumbles as far as finishes go.
Yes.
There really has.
And there's been some rumbles where we didn't get the surprises that we thought. I thought last year's really wasn't a ton of surprises, right? Like
2024 was a fun one,
Last year's or the year before?
2024, the Rumble that was here.
2014.
Oh, 2014. Yeah, 2014. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, 2014. Yeah, that was a fun one. Seeing how angry everybody was.
Yeah. That was more interesting on the way out than it was actually there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It is the hype around the Rumble has to deal with all those surprises, like you said, Donald. So, like, yes, it is truly the final frontier as far as surprises, shock and awes, holy shit moments. But I think what's hurt it over the last couple of years is the theme music. Nobody recognizes theme songs anymore because of how bad Def Rebel is.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Seth face to face with Gunther on Monday night. Logan Paul's music hits and he goes, "Who's that?"
Who's that?
Because he didn't recognize the theme music. That's bad.
Yeah.
And that's what the Rumble relies on. How many times last year when we were watching it, when music went off, especially on the women's side, we had no clue who the person was until they walked out.
Yep. Or until the graphic hit something.
Yeah, so the music is as big of a part as the surprise entrant just because of how iconic theme music is in pro wrestling. And when you don't have that, you don't have surprises, you have crowd letdown. And I think that's been severely impacted over the last 2 to 3 years worth of Rumble entrances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They do need to change up the music.
Yeah.
Donald, the Rumble probably is one of the better gimmicks out there, but I mean, I still enjoy Money in the Bank too.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think there's still that surprise element left in Money in the Bank, sometimes of who's going to win. So I wouldn't say it's the only gimmick thing out there, but it's definitely probably the best one.
I just realized me and Chris have NWO black and white going on. Sting NWO in the red.
Wolfpack.
Yeah, Wolfpack NWO. To me, it's the greatest gimmick match ever. There's other ones that are good, but for me, the Rumble is the greatest gimmick match of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the stakes that go into the Rumble, and it was stamped. I'm trying to think when the first year was where they guaranteed the Royal Rumble winner of the main event of Mania.
With that 93 with Yoko?
I think so. Because Flair was, 91 or 92?
92.
Yeah,
Yoko was the next year. Yeah, so 93.
So, the following year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're talking,
stakes.
You're talking 32 years of stakes. Like, other gimmicks can't touch that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been often duplicated, but never truly replicated.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
So,
and just for you winning that match, you're guaranteed a title shot at WrestleMania, not another pay-per-view. WrestleMania itself.
They have adjusted that over years. I think Cena the one year was just like, I'm not waiting till WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's lame.
Joe Hendry will be in the Rumble tonight on the men's side. I can, if I'm betting my house on it, I'm definitely betting on Joe Hendry showing up in the Rumble, 1,000%. So we'll get into all that whenever we break down, given our surprise entrances, predictions, etc. Right?
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that for sure. All right, so with that, let's get into the hits and misses this week, and let's start with Rushmore. Chris, Mount Rushmore for this week.
This one was the easy one for me. After what happened Monday night, I got to give it up to JD McDonough. After he hit his head off the announce desk and then continued, and then he announced like what all his injuries were after that. Yeah, like how could I not give it to him for that?
We got Taquan as a surprise entrance in the Rumble. Squeeze, that's a good point. Squeeze from the opening bell till the finish, the crowd is invested in the entire match.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially whenever it does the countdown, they're all in on that.
Yeah. But JD, Chris, to your point,
man,
like we talked about it in the group chat, as it happened live, and I'm like, how is he up and walking around right now? So, and I know the internet wrestling community afterwards was bashing WWE. Like, how do you not pull him from the match? How do you let him wrestle with a punctured lug and broken ribs? And it's like, you can't tell that somebody has a punctured lug and broken ribs at the time.
Yes,
if he says he's fine, that's the best that you can go off of. If he's not,
I thought for sure he had a concussion and was, out. I think he did get knocked out. Like, I really legitimately feel like he was lights out. Like, lights went out for sure. This is a good question to keep in mind. We'll circle back around and give our Iron Man and Iron Woman of each Royal Rumble. I know who mine's going to be. So stay tuned for that whenever we go into predictions. But yeah, JD, as far as Mount Rushmore this week, it's hard pressed not to put him on there.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Hey, welcome back.
Here.
Here.
Did you finally get the toilet unplugged?
The toilet, kitchen sink. So it went from a shut-off valve to we're going to do this, change the whole thing. So.
Even Michael Cole was scared the way he was commentating on it.
And I got to give Cole a shout out, and I tweeted it out live during the show, but like he called it out right then and there and said, "Hey, somebody needs to come out and check on him. Like we need people out here now." Like he threw up the red X vocally, right?
Yes, he did.
And that's not often you get announcers to break like that and call for people to come out and get checked on legitimately. I can't even remember the last time an announcer actually did that whenever it was not part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we see that all the time with the announce table getting blown up, and announcers making that, but legitimately he was worried about JD, and that's, kudos to Cole to being a true professional and breaking character, so to speak, during that time. But they had a hell of a match, and he definitely was the warrior of that. I don't know how he did it, but
that just showed his toughness on there. I know Sean was already high on him, like his stock was elevated with him, so I'd be surprised if his stock wasn't elevated whenever he returned.
Mm-hmm.
That man's new Dolph Ziggler, man. He's selling his ass off.
Yeah,
that's a great compare. That's a great comp.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great comp.
No slight.
Is Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call on Mount Rushmore. He was definitely on my short list. I figured one of us would have him, so not mad at that at all.
Jason, Mount Rushmore?
I'm gonna go with Bailey. She's been all across 3 brands, just being where she's needed, being a consummate role player. So,
are you excited with the fact that it looks like NXT's going with Bailey versus Julia?
No.
Nah. I just like to see she was playing. She was just down there as help, but looking at the title, like, maybe if I win, I can come here. Even though it's far fetched, but yeah, I like to see she's playing, but I don't want to see it.
I mean, they've done it, with Charlotte whenever she faced Rhea the first time.
Yeah. Saw Becky with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Give the horsewoman another go around with titles. Come on,
but they're in such a good spot; they don't need it.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I don't think, like, from a story perspective, like a mutual respect thing, cool. But Bailey's a baby face right now, and I don't think you're going to have her turn heel just for an NXT run.
Yeah. No.
So, a mutual respect, babyface versus babyface, quote unquote dream match, Bailey versus Julia. Do I want to see it? Yes. Would I prefer it on the main roster? Absolutely. But I'm not going to shy away from it if they give it to me.
Yeah. Not at all. Steve?
So my Mount Rushmore and Mush are the same thing, depending on Donald with your mushes, which I think we may have the same mush as well. So I have a 1A and 1B from a mush. But my Mount Rushmore is Timeless Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Her and Mariah May on Saturday night on Collision. We were all wondering throughout this whole time, what's the amnesia gimmick? What's the deal with this? What's the play with it? And they brought it around full circle and paid it off on Saturday night. Just kudos to her again, continuing to be one of the best characters in all of pro wrestling, and continuing the story as far as Mariah and Tony. That is the best story that AEW has done in the women's division by far. And it's parallel to what they did with Hangman and Swerve and Hangman and Omega. Mm-hmm. So kudos to them. Am I excited for the match? I think I enjoyed the payoff more than I am for the rematch, but it was just done to perfection on Saturday night. That's pro wrestling done right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That damn could have been everybody's Mount Rushmore.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about it because I don't watch Collision until I saw the recap on Wednesday and was like, "Oh wow, look what I missed."
It was all over social media Saturday night too. Yeah. So it's like I got it on every platform.
I don't get a wrestling algorithm anymore.
DJ, I'm not as high on Raw as you were. There were moments on Raw, but overall, I think both go-home shows lacked this week.
Yeah. Yes.
I heard on Raw than I was on SmackDown.
SmackDown was a huge letdown for me last night.
Agreed.
Yes.
Huge letdown. It was a drag to get through.
Yeah.
Did it have its moment? Yes. Again, Jacob Fatu is my honorary just the face of Mount Rushmore. You know,
I like
all-
the him
all
and
gas,
Priest
no break.
off.
Like
Speaking of-
Steve said, you put him up against anybody.
bro, it doesn't. It literally does not fail. Like,
Mhm.
Like I wasn't interested in him and Strowman at all, but like him and Priest last night, I was like, okay. I was like, I'll watch this.
Mhm.
To get holy shit's every face off.
every single
Every
face
face.
off.
Mhm.
Yeah, the fans are fickle though. Come on,
Yeah.
they chanted everything.
And we're getting the seeds planted. Notice he hasn't said Solo
No.
at all since Solo walked out.
Mhm.
We've gotten Fatu at the end of every promo he's cut. So I think tonight we'll see that road to WrestleMania for him versus Solo kick off as far as a way early prediction for Mania matches.
Yeah. I told Chris whenever I came on here, like I didn't have no Mount Rushmore because I wasn't satisfied with like a lot of stuff or anything. But Jacob Fatu, I'm gonna roll with Steve's thing. Hey. The man is gold, and plus he had his own like Vuvala like necklace thing on Saturday. I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "What's this?" And the man on the mic is like unreal. He's unreal. I'm gonna beat your ass post to post on NBC coast to coast. I was like, you know what? Turn it off. Turn it off.
Taquan, it's definitely gonna drop. There's gonna be a Booker T moment. There's gonna be a Booker T moment at some point in time. Hopefully it's on Raw on Netflix, but still.
They'll censor it on USA.
We got an early prediction for the most eliminations. We got Fatu with the most eliminations. That's not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
All right, so those are our Mount Rushmore. So let's get into Mush.
It was Chris's real quick.
Mine was JD.
Okay.
JD.
Oh,
So Mushes. Chris.
I got to give it to WWE Battle of the Belts. You're not going to get me invested anymore in this program.
You're officially out on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, it's like I'll tune in. I mean, I didn't watch it live anyways on Saturday, but I tuned in afterwards, and there were some great parts. But we're just doing it just to do this. Like, the hype's there, but they need to do better. They need to give me a reason to tune in.
I think the best thing to come out of Saturday night's main event was Fatu.
There you go.
Just the sheer beat down of Strowman was tremendous. Other than that, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I agree, Chris. I think at this point they're really going to have to do something to rope me back in. So I'm not sure when the next one's listed for, right?
I think May is what's penciled in at the moment.
You already know belts retain. You don't know who champs is. There's belts retain.
it's all encompasses. You could have put HBK in there too. I'm like, man, please don't interject yourself in this. And what happened? We got some sweet news. God knew it was coming. Come on.
Yeah.
Sean looking old there. He was pulling off that pose and stumbled a bit. His little stretch pose.
Well, that's because the one eye is lower than the other, so it throws off his line of sight whenever he goes to hit it. DJ, is Mush of the Week. Is that the Strowman and Fatu match for the Mush of the Week? Is that what you're talking about? That he should have got into the beatdown earlier? I mean, Taquan, you're going to equal Donald's sentiments here.
Yay.
DJ, I honestly, like, after the match was over, I was like, I wish they wouldn't even actually had the match and just done a beatdown only. Like, that would have, I think, kept me going a little bit more.
Taquan, Jay Uso and Trick Williams are the same person. They just have an entrance. That's it. They just have entrances.
Talk about lost aura. Trick is trending like MJF. Just
NXT was a close for my mush this week.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Jason.
Yeah, we will. That's why I said I might have to pause with my mush because I think me and Donald are on the same wavelength. So I got a backup just in case.
My mush is NXT too. It's just the triple threats. Like, why are we throwing everything a triple threat?
Yeah, I mean, yes, please. We'll throw that on a shirt.
You gotta say it right, man. What yada that mean?
I didn't say yada that mean. That's not what I said.
Mean. It's you know what I mean.
Oh, now you're gonna white it up.
Now
you're gonna white it up.
Not yada to me. It's not me.
You're gonna properize it.
Yeah. You're
Trying to break it down
grammatically.
Yeah, we got from here to there.
You know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Jason teaching the English lesson down there. I love it.
This dude, first time he shows up with a black person on his shirt in 6 months, and he's still whiting it up.
So you said Jason the triple threat in NXT.
Just booking the triple threats. I mean, if you're gonna do one, don't do the other. You didn't have to interject the men's triple threat if you already had the women's book.
Yeah, multi-man match city down there in NXT right now, boy, and it's a little rough, and that's telling to me. Maybe not so much on the women's side, but on the men's side, it's very telling to me that they don't have the guns to just run solos out there. So,
and if you start this Grayson and Theory turn on NXT, Jabroni next week, or Jabroni whenever it happens.
And that was going to be my main mush right there is Waller and Theory just on NXT itself. It was just like, man, you know what they're down there for is just to do the job. I'm like, come on, man, this is hurting their stock a lot.
Not only that, but just the whole segment.
Oh,
and this is where me and Donald were on the same wavelength. But I'll give my 1B whenever it's time for my mush. But the whole segment, you had Oba come out. And he's supposed to be a heel champ, but he cut a babyface promo against Waller and Theory because they're bad guys, only to have Trick run out and Oba then turn heel again magically and powerbomb Trick, which Trick sold for 15 minutes. I've never seen a Powerball sell for 15 minutes. It went through commercial break. It went through the Stacks, Ridge Holland, and Izzy Dame promo segment. And then it cut the Trick, and he's still selling it on the outside, just climbing up the steps like it was.
It's a West
climbing up just. Come on, man.
Sean said, "You know what? AEW is not selling anything. We're going to oversell
it." What are we doing?
Yeah. Don't even get on that.
Yeah,
match.
So that whole segment, Donald, just the Oba's presentation, Waller and Theory to Oba versus Waller and Theory to just
them to Oba and Trick tagging next week against Theory and Waller. Like, come on, you're doing too much.
I didn't get
too much.
Oh, we said.
Yeah, here we go.
And that arena could be.
I couldn't tell the orientation. Like, I don't know where the ramp was. They come on using the off.
There wasn't a ramp. There was 2 steps between the stage and the ring.
Yeah, like a makeshift ramp.
And how
I'd rather have that little ramp than have like the steps, like whenever Ring of Honor used to run that.
That little ramp. You'd rather have that little ramp? Pause.
Wait till we get NXT out of stage AE.
And that announcer. and then that announcer table, like being caddy corner there on the side, was like, man, you couldn't do anything outside. They were like right there.
TNA just ran that building last month, and they at least had them like in the crowd, kind of. Yeah,
it looked
that was a much better setup.
Then Booker said he won titles there. What?
When Saturday Night was filmed there.
Okay, I need to see that orientation because whoever laid out NXT's was you got to go.
Yeah. Since Donald went with the Oba Trick Waller segment from NXT, my mush this week is going to be was my Mount Rushmore. Tony Storm and Ryan May. Why are you putting on Collision when nobody watches it? What are we doing?
You shit on Jason last week whenever it was the same segment for him.
No.
Now you're
I
gonna do the
shit on
same shit.
I shit on Jason's last week because his was the individual person.
Okay, just like a person. What do you have? You over here with 5-2 every week? Guess what? Flair and 5-2 every week, right down the middle.
Fatu gives you a reason every week. Charlotte Flair just pops up on your screen, and you're like, "Oh, Mount Rushmore."
Yep.
Mount Rushmore. No, yeah. Doing that angle on Collision and running it, and then giving a recap on Dynamite. Why would you not put that on your A show
and not play the whole thing?
They want you to tune into Collision. They're trying to give you reasons that you need to tune in.
That's why I didn't know about it, because I don't watch Collision.
Yeah, you got to be smarter than
now. But they're telling you to watch stuff on Collision, so it's like all encompassing, but you're just not getting the eyes to roll over.
Yeah, no. There was 250,000 people watching that on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Like, thank God for social media,
like you said,
because that angle, like you said, Donald, like that angle got put out there on social media and it spread like wildfire because of how great it was. But just, that's a mush. You can't be booking like that, dude.
It's just like you said, Steve. That's probably the best story going on in AEW right now.
You couldn't have replaced the Jericho minute with that on Wednesday night. You couldn't have replaced Claudio and Jeff Jarrett with that on Wednesday night.
I kind of enjoyed the Jericho minute.
Oh, you
Stop it!
Drop him. Just drop him.
I didn't even see it. I'm not even agree with that. I've seen enough of them to know how bad they are.
But seriously, like you gotta prioritize stuff and have the foresight to know what needs bumped and what doesn't. Like, it's just So I'm putting it on my mush because of how great it was. The fact that it wasn't out there in front of more eyes to get more of a buzz and more people talking. And you just recapped it on Wednesday. If you recap the whole segment on Wednesday, why not just put it on Wednesday? What are we doing?
Yes.
They need a lot of help.
Yeah.
But we had to get Ospreay and Brian Cage in the beginning. Oh, sorry, Logan.
I turned on. I was like, "Is this Blackman?" I didn't know who this guy was. Like,
the beard threw you off.
Just changed the whole appearance. I was like, I'm in the dark with this guy. You went to all black and just beard. You just went generic now.
No, he went Logan.
No,
still Wolverine, just different incarnation.
Yeah.
Like nobody didn't know what was going to happen during that match. It was just
he logged into the Superstar store on 2K and found some extra money laying around and just upgraded his beard.
Default skins.
Yeah.
You push shuffle.
Yeah, that's your creative pro wrestler, but then you set his experience level to Hall of Fame.
Well, don't put that out there, man.
Please, we're not putting that up there. This guy.
Please will finally watch.
Yes, please will finally watch if that's the case. Yeah, that's a mush this week for me, though.
All right, so those were our mushes. Give us a shout out and tell us your guys' mush and Mount Rushmores for this week. Before we get into Rumble predictions, Jason, our topic was about the Royal Rumble. Is it the best match gimmick? And is it the last frontier for surprises? Just want to hear your opinions on those.
Last frontier for
surprises.
No, it's not the last frontier. Like, you can get a random show. You can get Mania. You always get a surprise for the most part, or sometimes. But best gimmick, I'll go. Yeah, ladder match, Money in the Bank too.
Yeah, you're just
they're even kill for me.
You're like Chris. Chris had Money in the Bank as well,
Chris.
from a gimmick standpoint. So yeah, we'll see. But all right, let's get into it. Let's break down this pay-per-view.
All right. This is where most of the time's going to be, because I have no game this week because it's going to be spent a lot of time on these predictions. So
are we saving both matches for last?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to kick things off with the 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team championship, DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Now, was this just announced last night?
No, last week.
No.
Okay. I missed it last week. So when I heard this last night, I'm like, oh, okay. You already have hour plus long matches. Now you're throwing on another 35, 40-minute match. Triple H is definitely running with less is more gimmick.
That's why it starts at 6.
Pay-per-views. Yeah, so I'm sure the AEW crowd is just going to complain up and down about only 4 matches on this card instead of the 13 that AEW gives out. But listen, we've seen what DIY has done in 2 out of 3 falls matches throughout their run in NXT. We know the Guns can flat out go. So to me, these 2 teams are going to go out here and try to steal a show.
Yes.
So I got DIY retaining. I don't have them dropping the belts, but I think this is going to be, a potential show stealer. Obviously, it's not going to be talked about because you'll have the Rumble winners and surprises. So it may get forgotten, but from a match quality standpoint, I expect these 2 teams to put on a very high match from a quality standpoint tonight.
You never know. You never know if the Rumble matches are going to deliver or not. So it could steal the show.
That's true. But DIY.
Saying I'm going DIY. I don't want to see hot potato with this title. It's kind of gone back and forth a little bit lately. So DIY to retain.
Yeah, SmackDown was the drizzling shits last night. We're not going to get any complaints out of us on that. That 3 hours drag, boy, it was a harsh watch. So yeah, but we got DIY around the horn.
I'm going DIY because it's time.
Yes, boy.
It's time.
I'm definitely going DIY also. I think they're going to drag this out to Mania.
Between these 2 teams? No way.
Yeah, I think
no way.
I
if you're doing a 2 out of 3 falls now, there's no way they can run this out to Mania. What are you going to do at Mania?
Ladder match.
5 out of 7.
The boyhood dream has come true.
They will do something for DIY.
All right. So speaking of ladder matches, Cody versus KO.
My heart says Kevin Owens. Is Kevin Owens deserving of a title? Yes. But much like CM Punk said last night on SmackDown, who's lost the title 5 times at Rumble matches? KO. Who's going to go 6 for 6? 0 for 6. KO. Cody's not losing the belt here. And it's a shame because Kevin Owens is putting on some of the best work of his career.
Yeah.
It just happens to be up against Cody, and they're not going to take that off Cody right now.
Wrong time.
Yeah.
Wrong time. Yeah.
Right man, wrong place.
Yeah, I'm just happy that the match is finally going to happen because I got tired of their face-offs. I mean, contract signing on Saturday, face-off. It's been a lot of face-off, a lot of built to this match. A lot, but Cody's going to win. There's no way they're taking the title off of him before Mania.
I'd be very surprised. That's how they went.
There will be a holy shit moment or two with some type of bump in this match. So
yeah, you talked about that last week. You know how KO likes to take his bumps, and I don't think we're going to see like Rumble 99. Was it? I don't think we're going to see anything like that. But it's going to be something. It's going to be a holy shit moment.
Does this after Cody wins this match tonight? Does this retire the Winged Eagle? Do they take it away now?
Yeah.
They had a little run. They put it out there, let people see it.
Mm-hmm.
I would appreciate it if KO lost and still came out with it.
Stole it back after the match.
Pull it back after the match and just continue to come out with it.
Well, he took it. He took it. They ever put it back up?
We'll see. They didn't last night, but
yeah.
Unless he brings it out to the ring. All right. On to the next one. First one, Women's Rumble match.
All right.
All right. So we got, the announcement as far as what I know 15 men were announced on the men's side, and
it's around the same for the women.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spots open. NXT surprises.
Yeah, the list of NXT stars got leaked yesterday as far as who's at the Rumble. I don't really buy into any of those. There is one person that was named on that list that if she shows up tonight, I'll be very happy to see. We got Io Sky.
Interesting.
So Mark Coboli, who is a beat writer for the Steelers, who works for Pat McAfee as a correspondent on the Steelers and for WWE, he put out his article on X, the top 5 most deserving individuals to win the Royal Rumble on the men and women's side, and Io was number 2 on the women's side for him, just based off of everything she's done. So,
who was number 1?
Charlotte.
Most deserving is Charlotte?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason's like, I knew I liked that guy.
Yeah. He had Charlotte for the women and he had Seth for the men. With Druid too. So, but all right. Before we throw out surprises out there, well, I guess Donald, you want to do surprises first? You want to do who's gonna have the Iron Woman, Iron Man of each Rumble? What do you want to do here?
Let's do our surprises. Our surprise first. Then let's do our iron person. Sleeper, then your winner.
So surprises and sleeper can, I guess, quote unquote, go together, right? I think we see Jade come back tonight. She's been at the Performance Center working out over the last couple of weeks after being off on vacation. We gotta get to that story. Like, it's dragged on far too long to know who the attacker is or was. And we can pick that up as far as her coming back in the Rumble and beelining directly for the person that took her out. Obviously, Charlotte's already in it. You got to figure, Roxanne's been in the last couple. But my biggest surprise, I'll throw Alexa Bliss out there.
I was thinking about her too.
I think they've swerved all of us with this contract talk and hang up and creatives off the board and everything else. There were Lily dolls for sale this week at the shows, which I don't think they've had those out in circulation in a long time. So I'm just going to go with Alexa Bliss as a surprise.
They got to bring Becky back. Yeah. Advertised her for Raw. They advertised her for the Rumble too. She's in the promo packages, so I think she'll be back tonight.
There was rumor and innuendo that her and Seth re-signed with, I forget the agency, and that talks have been ongoing with Becky, but they're just waiting for the right creative to bring her back. So are they holding out for an actual story to bring her back, or are they going to just put her in the Rumble?
If they're promoting her on video packages, she's signed. No,
not that she's unsigned. They just went to a different agency.
Yeah.
But her wanting to come back, they're saying it's a creative thing, that she wants to come back for the right story, not just be in the Rumble. So
I'll still keep Becky there.
Give me Gail, Kim, and Carmella.
Interesting. Gail Kim. I like that.
See, I looked at it a different way as far as surprise versus sleeper. My sleeper is like a deep cut pick that I don't think, well, a lot of people have, but versus my surprise is just who I want to see. So I may have, what's the criteria? We're just winging it here, folks. Just winging it.
My surprise would be Masha Slamovich. For the last couple of women rumbles, they had the TNA champ on, so I wouldn't be surprised if they threw her on just to get her a bigger audience, more
They already
eyes on
teased
her.
her in NXT, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you
Do you
count Jordan Grace as a surprise, even though she signed with WWE now? No. All right.
I bet she did it last year. Nah, you didn't get 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I mean, she said she's going to be hosting her grandma's birthday party, and she's going to be, I forget what city, but I think everybody else out there has said she'll be in Indy for the Rumble regardless.
When you speak out against it, that's whenever it's like, yeah, you're going to be there.
That's an interesting point. I don't know, man.
Major amends, man. You on TV, you have to suck that shit up.
There ain't no Corey Beef anymore. He's on there.
So this is like the surprise / sleeper that everybody wants. Is AJ Lee.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I'd be surprised too. The crowd yesterday during the kickoff was going crazy, chanting her name, but I'd be very surprised if she showed up.
There was a
man, those kickoff crowds
chanting
anybody's
definitely.
name. I think they were chanting my name yesterday.
I mean, there was
another Donald.
There was a report out there that 47. There was a report out there that basically all AJ has to do is pick up the phone and say, "Put me in the Rumble," and they put her.
I believe it.
So, is the door open? Yes. Do I think AJ wants that? I really don't at this point. I don't think she has that itch to scratch. I could be completely wrong. Maybe her seeing Punk there and treatment and different regime and the whole 9 yards, right? So yeah, my sleeper is Nikki Bella.
Oh, good.
I was just about to ask that.
She can stay home.
Can, as much as she speaks out, she
can. Workhorse. Who's going to be the Iron Woman?
Bailey.
I'm gonna say Bianca.
Bianca.
Yeah,
Bailey.
I could see Bailey do that. Who else are they pushing as strong as her right now?
Do you give Jade those nations?
Io Sky's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Io's a good pick for Iron Woman. See, they've kind of used that Iron Woman as far as like promoting the next woman up, right? Bianca had her Iron Woman, run in the Rumble, and then she beat Sasha at Mania for the belt. Rhea had the Iron Woman run, then she won the belt. Like they've used that to catapult the next quote unquote women's champ as a showcase. I
did the same with Gunther too.
Liv, yep, Gunther as well.
Yeah. Liv did a couple times.
I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace as my Iron Woman. I think she comes in and has a show of shows and gets everybody talking.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I can see Dakota Kai. Or
Dakota's out. Dakota's out with a concussion.
Oh,
God damn.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Okay. Man.
She's not clear, so she will not be in the Rumble tonight.
Lyra's not a bad one.
But do you need your
pushed? But
do you need your IC women to have that type of run?
No, you don't. But just keeps her stock going up.
Mm-mm.
Roxanne. All right.
Jason, you want to kick this off?
Yeah. Your winner is
Here for it.
Winners.
Greatest return ever. Okay.
Yeah. We might as well just lead this into the who we think is going to win the Rumble because
AJ
Jason's
Styles.
obviously got Charlotte. Jason, you got Charlotte winning the Rumble?
It was a toss up between her and Bianca, but Bianca's in the storyline, so I'm going with Charlotte.
Like there was doubt.
I think Bianca needs that winner for their fans again. Not the Thunder don't win, so give me Charlotte.
I'm between Charlotte and Becky, but I think it's going to be just the way they're promoting Charlotte. I just think she's the odds-on favorite right now too. But because I could definitely see them doing a Becky and Rhea rematch since it didn't happen. But I could also see Charlotte and Tiffy. So
to me, Charlotte and Tiffany don't mesh because I
don't need Charlotte and Rhea again. Like I didn't care for the first one, so it kind of doesn't make me want the rematch with them.
Of who? Charlotte
and Rhea.
Rhea? You didn't care for the first one?
No.
Oh, that's one of the best women's matches.
As much as I hate it, this normally I have a good inkling as far as Rumble winners based on what they've done and who they've built up over the course of the year. To me, on the women's side, they really don't have that. And I think that's why they're going to go with Charlotte. Because she's coming back after being off a year. You can throw her with either women's champ and it would make sense from a match standpoint, whether you run it back with Rhea or you put her up against Tiffany for Tiffy time. I'm out on Charlotte. I don't, the whole bleeding into the woman of WWE and I'm from money and I'm gonna flaunt my status and everything else. It's like, well, you've been doing this. This is not a new character. This is not something different. This is just you coming back after knee surgery and some other surgeries, because you may or may not look like Charlotte Flair depending on the way the light hits you.
Steve said she looks like Undertaker 1994.
No, man, like I just don't like. I was tired of Charlotte before she got injured. I hate the force feeding of her. I hate the just automatically every time she's back, she's in the women's title picture. Like, to me, the Flair moniker is a crutch, and I don't like be separate, be different. But no, you're diving straight into the Flair moniker. So
you won't accept it no other way.
What do you mean I won't accept her no other way? We haven't seen her any other way to know whether or not we would accept her in any other way. I don't want a carbon copy of Ric Flair 2.0 just
she
because
comes babyface. You turn her back heel again.
Oh, look, here we go with the waving the white flag, literally waving the white flag. This guy.
This is my heel, and I'm going to stand on this.
Bro, she turned babyface, but she was never really babyface. She never embraced the babyface. It was still Charlotte doing what Charlotte does. I get it. She's a Flair. She's a natural heel. It's just in her nature when you look at her. Athletically, she's a lot more athletic than a lot of the women that have come through and everything else, the whole 9 yards. But at the same time, dude, like, that runs stale. And for me, she ran stale. Just like we've talked about with MJF. The gimmick has run stale. You haven't given me anything different. I don't want to boo you. I don't want to cheer you. I don't have a reaction towards you. And that's the worst part for a wrestler. Now, she's been gone for damn near a year, so she's going to get a reaction.
The worst part of Charlotte is she's always in the title picture. Like, they don't develop a lot of storylines with her outside of the title. Like, that's
no, it's just I'm a Flair, give me the title.
Like, that's why I don't necessarily want her to win this. I'd rather see her do something different before she gets back in the title picture. Like, not that I need a reason to like her or follow her again, but I get it. It's the Rumble, so you guaranteed your title shot, so she earns it just by winning the match. But
Do you see something different under this regime?
No, not by the vignettes. They're just Hunter's putting his niece Charlotte right back into the title picture as an ode to Rick. So if I'm going Final Four women, give me Bianca, Io, Jordan, and Charlotte. Because I don't have Becky coming back tonight. That's my Final Four.
I'll take out Bianca and put in Becky.
Jordan, Becky, Charlotte. And Bianca.
I have Bianca as my winner. I do. Man, even though she's in the story, I think that story is going to be settled before Mania because we got a lot of time before Rumble and Mania. So I think that story will be done. And I think she'll challenge, knowing that they're on different shows, I think she's going to challenge Rhea because that's the match we've been wanting for like a long, long time. And it's time for them to start, triggering that story.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Bianca win the Rumble, then you can still get Charlotte and Tiffy at Mania. You just have Charlotte go through Elimination Chamber. I just think if you have Charlotte standing on the corner pointing at the freaking sign with fireworks going off, I'm going to be like, nah, pass.
The fans will cheer the hell out of it, though.
Pass.
My Final Four will be Charlotte, Bianca, Jordan, and I'm going with Rodriguez.
Okay.
Yeah. Because her ties with Rhea.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Anything else from the Women's Rumble?
Who starts the match, you think?
Give me Bianca.
They've played into the 1, 2, 3 gimmick. Give me Roxanne Perez at 1. And give me Bailey 2, just based off of what them two have got going on in NXT.
Okay. Wouldn't be bad.
Right.
I was thinking the same thing.
Nia at 1 is crazy.
Run that in joint.
She can roll out the ring, get a couple timeouts in, come back.
Definitely be some endurance for her.
Yes.
Who has the most eliminations on the women's side?
Either Jordan or Jade.
I say Jade.
I'll go Nia. Look, Jason, the cops are coming for that piss poor Charlotte Flair tape.
Give me Jordan. Everything okay over there?
Too much activity outside my house lately. What's going on?
Listen, DJ, please don't put that in the ethos. I do not need that type of love triangle going on. I know she's over on SmackDown now. Like, I don't need that. Oh, here we go. This is a good name.
I like that.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
You get her and Jordan Grace with the face off because we left that off in NXT.
Yeah.
That is right. That is right. Hunter with his story.
Yeah, Zarya had a great tweet. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, but everybody was saying she's buried and everything else, and they haven't put her on TV in 5-6 weeks. And she's like, I've been at home in Australia for reasons. So I'm not buried. Like, relax, guys. It's not like, relax. Hey, Zarya, welcome to the WWE because that's what the fans do.
Yeah, get used to it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys saw the shit that Asuka's dealing with right now. It's just like,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Fans at their worst right there. All right.
All right.
Let's get into men's Royal Rumble match. What are our thoughts on this one?
I'll go with my surprise first. Kofi and Xavier are in the ring. I think he's been clear for a while. Big E's music hits.
That's it.
I think that. I've been thinking that for a while now, that he's cleared just to do the Rumble. Just to do the Rumble and everything that they did with the whole New Day, celebration and all that stuff. I think this is the surprise.
Interesting.
I like that.
That everybody's been waiting for. This is the one I've been saying. Tune in.
Yeah, you've been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I need a Kofi spot, but the heel version. Somehow make it heel.
I would love it if Big E showed up. That'd be great. I think there's just too many unknown chances that could happen. Getting eliminated, that would make me be like, I don't know if I'd risk putting him in the match. Yeah.
Very understandable.
Just look what happened with JD this week. I know Big E's not doing anything like that, but
especially something being over the top.
Yeah. You fall out over that ring, you never know how you're gonna land.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
It's just that New Day. Yeah, it's just that New Day's not in like a serious story right now. They brought Big E back for that thing. I think perfect time just to have him. Even if it's like one match, just one little, tiny spot in the Rumble with like everybody cleared out and it's just him. And then Big E's music hits.
If it happens, I'm cool with it, but yeah, I mean, because I don't want to see him just like eliminate himself from the Rumble, like just
good old
going after them. Yeah,
good old JBL.
6 p.m. start time. 6 p.m. start time. Eastern. So depending on where you're at, Cindy, 6 p.m. They got all their time zones covered with that 6 p.m.
Yes,
start.
they did.
Did you see that graphic?
I saw that.
Yo, you're making the overseas crowds happy now. Like you're hitting all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Big E as a pipe dream. Would it be a holy shit moment? Absolutely, but I really think Big E's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't see him coming back at all.
Steve gave the Netflix done.
Done. Yeah. I saw Zack Ryder a lot. Matt Cardona, Joe Hendry.
What does he come back as? Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona?
Matt Cardona. He said if he were to ever come back to WWE, it would be Matt Cardona.
Don't come back.
Yeah, that's the same with. Do you have Dolph Ziggler or do you have Nick Nemeth come back?
They got Medusa coming back as a Alonzo Blade all the time. So, hey.
Yeah.
Are they fighting Fraxium?
What about Fraxium?
And isn't Nick and Ryan fighting Fraxium?
Yeah, this upcoming week.
So I guess he'll be Nick.
My surprise, Josh Alexander.
No, that'll be a big surprise. Big surprise to people who knows TNA,
Yeah.
He's a free agent. They did a nice job writing him off on Thursday night. He hasn't said where he's going to sign or where he wants to go. He's literally going to test the waters. I don't know if WWE would bring him off on a one-off like this unless they've had talks. But I think, if you have Ethan Page in there and Josh Alexander's music hits, that's a nice little story within a Rumble that, true marks would get. So give me Alexander.
He's not done with TNA yet, but
my surprise and quickest elimination, the gobbledygooker.
What? You're not doing that.
Kick out the gooker just for the price of eggs.
Into the climate.
That would be a waste. That would be a complete waste.
Shawn Spears at 10. DJ said.
Could do it.
We don't need that. We don't need that again. Come on, Taekwondo.
That train has long been passed.
Well, they can't do it, for the entrance because that's all what he is the entrance. So
I think Taekwon's pick will show up in the Rumble. But like you said, it's all entrance.
that's it. Brock Lesnar would be a real big surprise.
I don't need Brock.
Who do you put over though? You got to put somebody over. Maybe Gunther.
Kofi.
What do we do?
Putting him over. That's about it. Putting him over.
What do we do with R-Truth this year? Because he's kind of like the comedy element the past couple years in the Rumble. He's like the new Kofi.
He did the hot tag last year.
Did what, the ladder before that? I thought it was Money in the Bank. Entered the women's match. I don't remember what year that was.
I don't know if there's a spot you can for Truth.
You got to give something for Truth.
That was the highlight of SmackDown. Him showing up.
I just talked to Adam Pearce. He has hair and a British accent.
Hey guys, I think we should join a group.
No.
Hell no. Hell no. No. I don't think him and Triple H get along anyways. So I definitely don't need to see him back.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Ty.
It's noon over here, Cindy.
Yeah. All right.
It'll be a surprise. John Moxley. I'm taking over everything.
You know what's going to happen if that happens? All right, turn off. Get out.
Me and my Death Riders go everywhere.
I was going to say, that would be more interesting than the Death Rider storyline. So.
Maybe R-Truth comes in with a bull rope and touches all four corners and acts like he won.
See, now you're thinking.
Yeah, get R-Truth to do the bull rope, all four corners, and everybody just standing in the middle of the ring, just watching them walk around to all four corners. Like, what is the Truth doing? Yeah. So.
I need R-Truth in TNA at some point to go back down there.
Yeah. Him posting the Tommaso Ciampa picture with the congratulating Triple H on his Hall of Fame just doesn't get any better than that.
National treasure.
Yeah.
All right,
we've got off the rails. What were we talking about?
The men's rumble.
It was surprises. Yeah.
Who's your winner? Who you got? I think this is obvious.
I'm going Punk. I don't want it to be Punk, but I'm going Punk. It's Punk and Cena to me. That's my 50-50 right there. But
no, I don't think John comes in and is booked to win the Rumble.
The only reason why I don't think it's him is because they're advertising him for Chamber, and I think he'll be involved in that match. But
Cena come down with the shovel. You thought it was over.
To me, it's Cena and Punk at WrestleMania. So however this comes, it's got to be one or the other.
Cena and Punk at Mania?
I'm going Cena and Punk.
Wow.
Hey, I didn't see that coming.
This is tremendous. Cody and KO each grab one belt, 3 world champs. Rock wins the Rumble and challenges KO. That's
Technically that would be 4 world champions because the Universal title still is out there.
and the
5 if
people
you count the Rock's title.
I mean, I think majority of the people have Punk winning this Rumble tonight, right? I think if
That's
you
why I'm
have
not as interested because I just think he's going to win it.
so Final Four, I think Final Four you got to have Cena and Punk in 2 out of those 4.
Yeah.
Roman hasn't competed in a Rumble in 8 years.
And regained the title, Tribal Chief. So,
And I think the last 4 people to eliminate Roman went on to Main Event Mania. I think I saw that graphic somewhere. So if you have Roman, Cena, Punk,
Jacob.
Yeah, Jake got to throw Roman out.
Or Seth.
Drew. I mean,
Seth
you
or
got
Drew. Man, you got some stories.
Sammy and
Ray.
Roman. Fuck you.
they've done so much with sprinkling
Chad
in.
Gable. This is an interesting one.
That's gonna be the workhorse.
Yeah.
I got Penta as my workhorse. I got Penta as Iron Man. I think they're gonna shine
Showcase.
Penta tonight.
Showcase the hell out of him.
I got Yeet Man as my Iron Man. You know he's getting the entrance.
I need
Oh yeah.
Number 1. He's number 1 again.
No, I need
Number 1 or
Dom.
2.
He come out
I
in
need
27 with the entrances.
I need Dominic and Ray to be 1 and 2.
See, Dom will go be my Iron Man.
Wire to wire.
Dom will be my Iron Man. I don't think he'll be top 4. I mean, like a Final 4, but it'll be like Final 6.
He got to play it like
he's gonna be like Nia, just hides out in the corner the whole match.
Yeah, play like Jericho Ramirez would. Outside and yeah.
Look, I got Penta as my workhorse. I got Jacob as the most eliminations.
Mello is your Iron Man.
Mello, Mello's that's not a bad pick.
Especially if Trick is going to be surprised. Trick needs somebody to carry. I mean, somebody got to carry Trick.
Chad Gable versus Cody.
Who's best to do it? Best friend.
I think Logan Paul comes in at 30 and just sets the boo birds off for the last 15 minutes of the Rumble.
I'd be okay with that.
And not be in the last 4.
And so he's in the last 4. Yeah, give me Roman, Cena, Punk, and Logan Paul because we were rumored to get Logan Paul and Cena at Mania.
So is Paul going to be at Mania? He's going to fight right before it.
Well, he's fighting his brother. They're not really fighting. That's a money grab and money grabs. If anybody buys that pay-per-view, you deserve. Just send your money to the @Dumbmarks podcast. Okay, we'll put our Cash App out there. If you're gonna buy the Paul brothers fight, just send it to us. We can reinvest the money into the show.
We need your help.
Yeah. Me and Jason can give you a better fight.
Yeah. All grapples.
All grapples.
I was thinking about that with his fight because it's like he doesn't need to rest. He hasn't been wrestling much, so all he has to do is come on Raw and cut promos and build up to Mania if he would fight. So Bad Bunny versus Logan.
I would much rather see Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul at Mania.
Listen, I wouldn't be upset if Gable finally got a spot. I don't see it happening though.
No.
Almost is back in house, but I don't know if they.
Why'd you put that out in the universe? He could be the quickest elimination.
No, that could be Trick.
See, now this is what I would book just because I'm such a Jordan Grace mark. Like, have her come into Rumble, win it, and go directly to Rhea. Like, I don't need Becky. I don't need Charlotte. I'm over it.
Right there.
Somebody new.
New story. Yep, new story.
Yeah, I'm 100% okay if that would happen.
Yeah. That's comment of the show. We got comment of the show right there.
Now Taekwon's gonna say some shit.
We kept it up.
Yeah, I mean, do we get Corey? Do we get see if they go with the I Show Speed and Castanet route with Rumble?
I did forget I Show Speed. You know McAfee's got to make an appearance in the Rumble match too.
See, I was going to say Graves as a sleeper. But. Aleister Black's contract is not up. He will not be in the Rumble. Yeah. His contract expires after the Rumble. Or Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him. Mr. Black. So, all right, winner, Punk.
Cena. Punk wins Chamber.
We talked about Dolph.
Yeah, we talked about Nick Nemeth coming back, whether he's going to be Dolph or Nick Nemeth. Can you get him and Zack Ryder to stand across from each other and just do the Spider-Man meme? Like,
is that like the Marvel universe? Since that's what they're trying to play off of. Do we get multi-universes now, like different timelines?
I don't know, but look, man, if you got 15 names already announced for the men's side, we still don't have Solo, we still don't have Fatu announced, we still don't have Braun Breaker announced. Like the men's side, to me, I don't
Braun's
see
going to be in the audience.
The men's side, I don't see a whole lot of like surprises on the men's side unless you count NXT stars as surprises.
Yeah, they're not surprised.
So, a Trick or Obafemi, maybe potentially, right?
That's all you get from the men's. You ain't getting anybody else.
Did anybody say Joe?
What Joe? Samoa Joe. He's with AEW. Yeah, we said Joe Hendry.
Yeah. I'm about to say just Samoa Joe. He got their contract.
I think Joe Hendry gets the Sean Spears number 10 entrance spot.
Get that one where everybody stops. You just get the head turn on the Tron.
Hey, look, like I said before, the Rumble is based off of entrance theme music, and it was a struggle last year with certain people coming out. It's going to be a struggle again this year. So that Joe Hendry theme song, everybody knows that. So if you hear I Believe, that place is going to blow the roof off.
Mm-hmm.
They have those metrics now for how loud the crowd is. They'll be doing that clap. All in.
Somebody said 31 was trending. Said it's going to be the final boss.
31.
If 31 didn't happen here in Pittsburgh, 31 ain't happening.
I can see Cole and McAfee going crazy, especially McAfee. What the hell is this number 31? Why is the timer going? Then you just play it.
Yeah, AJ. I don't know if AJ's cleared.
Yeah.
They're hoping to have him in the Rumble. Again, there's been a lot of look. This time of year is like the NFL draft. You don't know what reports are true, what reports are false. Like, and that's what makes the Rumble so interesting. Like,
very good.
It's fun.
Yes.
That's why I go into it with an open mind every year. Mm-hmm. And then after it's over, I judge surprises and all that. But coming in, we can float any name under the sun coming in. Right? So
my surprise is KO.
KO after he loses the ladder match?
Loses, yep.
Didn't the Roman do that one time?
On another way back.
It's been done, yeah.
Yeah, Roman did that one time.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the one where everybody thought it was Finn Balor or Samoa Joe, and it turned out to be Roman Reigns, number 30.
Bret Hart.
I come out there and kick that man myself.
Anything else on the Rumble tonight? 6 p.m. Eastern start time. For those of you around the globe, I think they've done a pretty good job of hitting times for everybody. But 6 p.m. start time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Any other?
Any quick hitters or anything? No
quick hitter. Just a couple. The Inspiration, formerly known as the Iconics, are making their in-ring return on April 17th in Las Vegas. So the Inspiration is back.
Bring those girls back.
Yeah.
Where are they at?
Las Vegas at
like the independent show.
Yeah, independent show called Nothing to Lose by Prestige Wrestling.
Okay.
But in Vegas. What's that?
Is either of them signed anywhere?
No, they're both available right now.
Yeah.
2K
kids.
Yeah, yeah. Cassie just had another kid. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. WWE 2K Mobile was announced to launch on Netflix games in the fall of 2025. So we talked about we had a gaming pod in regards to gaming news on Dunbark's After Dark. So go over to YouTube channel, check that out. Talk about all things gaming for this year. So that was announced in that regard. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling announced that they'll be coming back on May 11th in the Toronto Metropolitan University's Athletic Center. So Maple Leaf Pro back at it again for their second rendition of their pay-per-view.
No, we're not attending the Rumble. Not this year.
Yeah. NXT got their own channel on YouTube for the Vault. So you can go back and watch old NXT takeovers and episodes.
That's been very entertaining this week.
Yeah. Tremendous stuff there. And let me see if I have anything else. Prices for WWE 2K5 came out. Standard $69.99. The Deadman Edition $99.99. And the Bloodline Edition $129.99.
That's been normal the past couple of years.
Yeah. I'll go standard.
Thoughts on prices for the game?
I will wait for Netflix.
That's normal now in the gaming industry. Yeah.
I'll wait for that first sale.
Rumor is that Grand Theft Auto is going to be $200.
Yeah, for that that collector's edition.
They'll get it.
Oh, they will. Definitely.
But that's all I had in quick hits.
I'm good.
All right. You're good. All right, guys. Thank you for listening and watching the Dumbworks Podcast, episode 224. Welcome to the Royal Rumble. As always, catch us on all of our social medias at Dumbworks Pod, on Spotify, listen, follow, and ProWrestlingTees.com/DumbworksPod to get that merch. And for our quote this week, comes from a horror movie, Psycho. With all these mushes and everything that's been happening the last couple of weeks in wrestling, we all go a little mad sometimes. Until then, enjoy the Royal Rumble. See you next weekend. And as always, fuck you, Dave Meltzer.